theme going here, which is, of course, immigration is such a hot button issue. I just want to jump a small branch here. It's on the immigration issue, but jump a small branch. And you guys know that I love solutions. No matter what, I love solutions to stuff. You know, what's the problem? Identify the problem. But let's do a solution and stop talking about it. And what keeps jumping into my mind as I listen to these conversations is indeed that the process is messed up. But speaking specifically to all of our friends in Alberta who are out there, there is one solution, at least to your world. And that is, of course, by voting yes in a referendum, if you have the choice, to become the 51st state of the United States of America, Alberta 51, amongst the dozens and dozens and scores of advantages. The biggest one here basically cures all of Alberta, quote, immigration issues, and that the border, there would be no, it'd be an open border to the United States and access to the lower 48. I always used to joke they'd be able to turn the customs stands into maybe some just flower pots or something as you drive by. But if you are in Alberta and you are an Alberta resident that is eligible to vote in an Alberta referendum, there's number one going to be great news for you in 2023. That's all I'll say right now. But number two, it immediately solves at least the Canadian side of all immigration, because you would be instantly become, guess what? Dual citizens, right, Andre? You are one, I am one, and Val will be one soon. And the beauty about dual citizenship is, again, the minute Alberta becomes Alberta 51, you automatically have U.S. citizenship. You'll never lose. You'll always retain your Canadian citizenship. And as Andre mentions, he's completely sentimental towards Canada. We love Canada. I love Canada. I was raised in Canada. But old Canada, with what Andre and I were raised in Quebec and the folks out west, the Gordy Kesslers of the world. Old Canada is a different world. New Canada is an absolute abomination as far as what we've seen, especially on the oppressive, not only immigration laws, but on this oppressive COVID lockdowns and goodness gracious bank accounts being frozen and goodness gracious innocent noble protesters tossed in jail. Andre, would you ever have dreamed? Rhetorical question, that you and I in Quebec back in the 60s and 70s would have ever seen this kind of complete, it is fascism when you're starting to freeze bank accounts and stuff. I never dreamed in my wildest dreams that would happen. So long story short, it's too late for that. But to the folks in Alberta, when the referendum comes up, would you like to, if you could, would you choose to be the 51st state of the United States of America? If you vote yes, and it will happen, it's going to happen, you just watch. If we get the vast majority of Albertans wanting out, sick of this absolute nonsense we see coming out of Ottawa, of the nonsense, the pure theft of equalization money and oil revenues and gas revenues by the East Coast, our wonderful provinces back there. In this day of immigration, in this day of border walls or lack thereof, by becoming Alberta, the USA, if not for you, if not for the dual citizenship for you, well, how about your kids? Dual citizenship. How about your grandchildren? Dual citizen forever and ever. In addition to the other benefits, they'll never have an immigration issue. They will be protected by the United States of America. They'll be supported by the United States of America. You can remain as Canadian as you want. Keep your Mounties if you want. That's another conversation for another day. But be as Canadian as you want. You'll never lose your hockey. But it will cure the immigration nonsense, nightmare, craziness. I've got a friend in Alberta who's about $50,000 deep in trying to become an American, and he still hasn't got it done. So Alberta 51 equals dual citizenship the rest of your life, no immigration nonsense, uh, getting a job in any U.S. company just by with virtually no paperwork, get paid in U.S. funds, pensions guaranteed for the rest of your life in U.S. funds, on and on and on. But bottom line, it's a long wordy solution here, but the solution for all of what we're talking about in this show, which is the garbage nonsense that's going on, and the bureaucracy and immigration. It's an embarrassment. We should be ashamed of ourselves, both in the U.S. and Canada. We can figure out how to count 100 million votes. An American Idol in a commercial break, we can't even figure out how to count the votes in a U.S. election. So I leave, I guess, this conversation very passionately. I didn't expect to go on such a diatribe, but I guess I'm just sick and not tired of the BS. Andre and I are both referendum kids from Quebec, the province of Quebec in the 60s and 70s. We lived through 2 referendums, mon ami. Remember, Andre? And
yes, I do.
And it can be done. I was a no for Quebec, but I'll tell you what.
So was I.
Oh yeah, but I'll tell you what. I'm eligible. Get this, I'm eligible to vote in Canadian elections now, and I'm really trying to seriously see if I can maybe do some business or residency up in Alberta, because I sure would like myself to have skin in the game and vote yes in the Alberta referendum, and I will get off my soapbox after that one, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, that's awesome. I mean, this is better than the news, but if you even want to add old school, mainstream, blah, blah, traditional news, or you want to know what does the government have to say, well, I have that at my